Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and welcome to our next flight in the PMDG 777-300ER. Today we are flying from Amsterdam to Atlanta on VATSIM, and we are going to depart Amsterdam with at least full ATC, and then I'm kinda hopeful that we're going to have ATC for the arrival as well. If not, we can always switch around to Sane Tensions AI. Alright, now let's not lose any time over here. We are going to go off block in 25 minutes, and then let's board our 777 through the 2L door and make our way to the flight deck over here. It's a fantastic repaint from Comet on flightsim.to. I can really recommend his fleet package, and that is what we are going to fly today. At this point, thank you very much to Sane Tensions AI for sponsoring this video. And now let's get right into this one. Alright, so we are going to fly today from the first officer's seat. Now in the real world it's often done the way that the first officer is the pilot flying the outbound leg, and then the captain is the pilot flying the return leg. So let's take a seat over here, and we are also using our PMDG EFB Plus mod, which comes amongst others with GSX integration and Lido charts, both of which we are going to use today. So let's request the catering services down here, and with catering now on the way, we can start our pre-flight procedures. So let's cancel and recall all those cautions, have a quick look over what we got, and that's all good. Our oil quantity is a little low here. Let's do some maintenance action and get that thing top up once again. So refill engine oil please, thank you very much, and that looks much better, doesn't it? Now the status page is also looking good, and the APU has already been started from our maintenance. Then we're going to turn on the external power nonetheless to save a bit of fuel. ADRU on, voice recorder on, and that's looking good. Alright, so let's get the doors up on my side. You can have the status page over there, and then a quick look into the comm page, and over here we'll get the flight information, ATIS request, and that's gonna be... let's see, that's gonna be Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, which we're gonna put in here, VATSIM ATIS request, and send that please. Thank you. Okay, so with that stuff on the way, let's go ahead and have a look into our flight plan. So, import from SimBrief, and then let's have a look. So we are departing Amsterdam to Atlanta, scheduled off block 15:05, so that's in 20 minutes, and that is going to result in an arrival that's approximately half an hour ahead of schedule. Our weights are all looking good down here, and then let's have a look into the significant weather chart. Here's what our flight looks like, leaving Amsterdam on the Polderbahn northbound across Manchester and then into the tracks. Then we're making landfall just north of Gander, heading across Halifax down to Atlanta. Now the significant weather chart is quite clear for the first half of the flight and also for the second half of the flight, as we're only really strafing that turbulent area there. Only then for the arrival area in Atlanta we do have thunderstorms forecast, so yeah, that's what it is. Now let's have a look into the airport weather, and we are going to start this one down here in Schiphol, where we got beautiful weather conditions, 19 degrees out here, and then Atlanta has fantastic weather as well, and the forecast remains good throughout the entire day. However, we do have temporary thunderstorm rain until 2200 UTC. We're going to arrive 2 hours after that, so that should be fine. Our outlet in Tallahassee is scheduled with the same thunderstorms, but then becoming thunderstorms in the vicinity around our arrival time. Not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Now let's have a look into our ETOPS section, where Shannon is looking good and Gander is also looking good. Alright, with all of that in mind, let's make a fuel decision over here. We are on time. I don't see why we are not going to get the level if we are going to fly that low. So let's go ahead and go for a minimum fuel here. That's basically 81.5 tons. And I think that is more than good enough for us, so let's go weight and balance, import from SimBrief, and for the precise loading we're looking at 81,500, like this. Alright, the airplane is loaded, we are all good to go, so let's see about our catering. That is currently active. Yep, it is indeed, and as soon as the catering is completed we can request our boarding. Actually, tell you what, why not go for the boarding right now? After all, it always takes them a little bit until the passengers have really arrived at the airplane. Stuff like that always takes time. Okay, well then, let's go ahead and get started. So, new message. And this is Schiphol information Mike, main departure runway 36 left, 06086, slightly variable, 19 degrees, 1023. And that we can already set. So here we go, 1023. Alright, and with that the ATIS is copied. Cool, so let's get started. 777-300, G90 engine, nav database up to date. We can use the GPS position here, and then we are going to go for the route uplink. And while we're waiting for the route uplink, we can have a look into our departure charts real quick. Okay, so EFB charts, departure, Amsterdam, and I want the AGC East and the AGC West, and I think those two should be sufficient for the flight. Now let's go daytime charts, please. Yeah, that is absolutely okay. We're parking at the Foxtrot Pier up here in Foxtrot 7. Now, for our charts, runway 36 left is what we're looking for. Here we go, and we got a Bergie to Zulu departure. So 36 left, Zulu. That looks good, and we'll get the SID PT as well. And here it is. Looking good indeed. Alright, fantastic. Well then, let's get started with our setup. So, the descent forecast uplink is already ready. All the uplinks are ready. Thank you, Captain, for initiating that. Load the route. Now we're just waiting for the route pages to populate. And here we go. So, departure, Amsterdam, 36 left, Bergie to Zulu departure, and then arrival, Atlanta, runway 26 right, and we're coming in via the Aussie 2 arrival from Flask. So let's see, there's Aussie 2, Flask, that's looking good, activate. Now let's have a look at our SID. Here we go, and our SID is straight ahead via 500 feet, Alpha Mike 015 Bergie, and we got 500, 015 and Bergie, so that's all looking good already. Okay, so we got that. Then we can execute that route data, and load the wind data, please. Like this. Now, for our progress page, the distance is good. No, that's the wrong airport. Amsterdam and 25 miles. That's looking good. I think we do need the performance before we can go for that. So, accept the performance uplink, and we are starting in flight level 300. Minimum fuel temperature minus 44. Cruise CG 30. So 5.889.2. So small rounding error with the fuel over there, but that's good. And then noise abatement procedure number 2. So acceleration height is going to be in 1000 feet. Alright, lastly, let's load the descent forecast uplink. And that is looking good. Then we are done with that. Okay, starting the panel scan. Refueling is complete, so the seatbelt signs are going to come on. And all the rest is looking good up here. So, we'll take the airports on my side, please. And the traffic as well. Over here, that's all tracked. The flight directors are coming on. Initial, probably going to be 6,000. Like that. Okay, and the auto throttle arm switch is going to come on. Then the QNH is 1023. Like that, and we can ensure that that's set over here as well. Okay, 1023 set everywhere. Then let's go for the checklists. Reset all. Here we go. Park and brake is set. We'll not set the frequencies yet. Transmit VHF left, and that's gonna go for our side as well here. Okay, so right transponder and TCAS mode above. And everything is set. Okay, I like it. Well then, let's see. We have information mic on board. So let's go for our departure clearance request. So, ATIS mic. Let's see. What do we need to do to be able to enter this from the right hand side? There was a button somewhere for that. But it's been a little while since I've flown the 777 from the FO seat. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, then I'm just gonna do it that way. So, ATIS mic. Okay, now I can enter from the right hand side. So it was the lower center button, I believe. Okay, we're at Foxtrot 7. And the facility is Amsterdam. And give it a good morning and send that clearance request, please. With that, the ATIS is also tracked, so we can cancel that. Oh, come on. Get out of my way, speed brake lever. Here we go. Okay, fantastic. Then while we're waiting for the IFR clearance, let's go for the departure briefing. So we're going to depart Amsterdam, runway 36 left. Our departure is the Bergi to Zulu departure, climbing 60, and our extra fuel and, well, the MSA is 2000 and extra fuel. Yeah, will be sufficient. Okay, hotspots for the taxi routing, pretty much nothing. And then our departure is going to have a stop margin of a couple meters. That's all we need. And here's the clearance. We'll get to that in a few moments. Different departure than planned. We'll get back to them. And, well, the engine out straight at 25. Pick up the holding in 3000. We can come back to runway 06, which is the active landing runway here. We're above the maximum landing weight, but it's not going to be any problem at all. Now, we've got nothing special on non-standard, and I don't see any threats for today's departure. Okay, so clearance. Clear to Atlanta, runway 36 left, Bergi 5 Victor departure. So 36 left, Bergi 5 Victor. Insert. Initial climb, they did not fill that in. Squawk 2124, when ready, call frequency 121.908. So 121.908 is pre-selected, and then Bergi 5 Victor, and that's it. So let's have a look. And we can remove those straight away. And 36 left Victor procedure, sit and sit PT. Let's take a look at this one. So straight ahead left key, left turn, Alpha Mike 09R4. So left key, Alpha Mike 094 above 2500, and then via waypoint 034 towards Bergi. Okay, that is all tracked, and the SID PT. Here it is, Bergi 5 Victor, initial climb, flight level 60 as expected, and departure frequency 121.205. Can pre-select that down here. So here's the guard frequency, and then 121.205. It's pre-selected as well. Okay, fantastic. So we'll accept that clearance and squawk 2124. like this. So that looks good. So we don't need to rebrief since things haven't changed for us. Then let's do the cockpit, the pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Tested 100%. Flight instruments. Heading 144. Altimeters 1023. Reading 30. Pre-flight checklist complete. Alright, so we're just waiting for the boarding now. And they've boarded 194 out of 370. Well, that could go a little bit faster. So just for the sake of it, let's go complete now. So, boarding completed. Then just to be sure, let's stay on the weight and balance here. And we have used a little APU fuel by now. So 81.4 is in the tanks. And then we have a zero fuel weight of 232.0 and a CG at 30. So 2320. And that's 313.4 tons, which is checked. So for the performance, Schiphol. 36 left. Takeoff weight 313,400. Center of gravity 30. Import the weather. The rest looks good. Calculate. Flaps 5, takeoff 1 at 44. So 92.6% N1. And that is cross-checked. Flaps 5, CG 30. And the takeoff speeds 174, 180, 183. All within 1 knot, we can accept those. And that's all looking good. Alright. Then let's prepare the position for pushback and departure, please. And ground power can be released. Alright, then let's say hello to our passengers and then we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of KLM, I would like to welcome you all on board of our Boeing 777-300ER on our flight to Atlanta. We're just finishing up the last paperwork, and as soon as that is complete, we will push back, start the engines, and taxi out runway 36 left for a northbound departure today. We're expecting a flight time of 8 hours and 20 minutes with a mostly smooth flight, and then we will get back to you on the approach to Atlanta with the latest weather. Thank you very much for being on board. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. Okay, so they're taken care of. Then let's put the armrests down. Let's close the door. And then we are ready to go. Alright.
To contact ground 121.805, bye bye.
Information November 21022 and over to contact 1.805. Ground, fijne middag.
Okay, recall QNH 1022. Skipper delivery, good morning, KLM 133 is fully ready.
KLM 133, Skipper delivery, good morning. Information November QNH 1022, contact ground 121.805, bye bye.
Information November 12022 and 121.805, KLM 133, have a good day.
You too.
Request push and start.
Let's go on 5347 behind the EasyJet
Ground from cockpit?
position. When once EasyJet
Okay, please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Okay, thank you. Can we pressurize the hydraulics? Yes, you can pressurize.
United 212, good morning. The alternative push and start is approved facing north on the orange line.
So, 4.75.
United 212.
Okay, left 691, heavy request taxi.
Okay, before start checklist, MCP.
Sorry, that was 2 stations. I heard KLM 600.
So, V1183 heading, what's that gonna be?
KLM 6901, request
360.
KLM 6901, taxi to holding point, runway 36
Heading
left,
360, altitude 6000. Take our speeds, V1 175, VR 180, V2 183. CDU pre-flight completed, trim 4.750 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed, holding at beacon. Scupper ground, good morning, KLM 133 heavy, request pushback.
KLM 133, hello, the push and start is approved.
Push and start approved, KLM 133. Alright, ground from cockpit. So, pushback and startup are approved and the park and brake is set. Roger that, please release park and brake. So, beacon on, before start checklist complete. And park and brake released. Roger, start the pushback and you're clear to start both engines. Roger that, starting engines 1 and 2 in that sequence. Okay, off block time 02, and that is 3 minutes early. Good job. And here we go. So ground, we're ready for engine 1 start. Engine 1 start. Just gotta love the sound of the 777 engines.
For ground, this is the EZ6945. So, to get to Hotel 3, the orange line for me, so that's an aircraft on the orange line.
Yeah, apologies, that was my skill issue. You can hold position at the...
Alright, we have a good start on engine 1, starting
you
engine
can
2.
Taxiway Alpha 19er, I will call you back to aircraft first, you to come out.
We'll hold, yes, I can see the aircraft coming through. Okay.
We gaan even de verhouding druk.
So that kind of sounds like it might have been us blocking somebody. But we had a pushback clearance, so not much we could do about it. Anyway, the sooner they are done with the pushback, the sooner we are ready to taxi away here.
KLM 601 at Alpha 17, rejoin taxiway Alpha. Thereafter, rejoin taxiway Bravo at Alpha 20.
Repeat please.
Het was voor KLM 691. KLM 691, join taxiway Alpha at intersection
Okay,
Alpha.
pushback completed, set park and brake.
Rejoin taxiway Bravo at Alpha 20.
Park and brake set.
Join Alpha on Alpha 17 and we'll rejoin.
Okay, ground, we have 2 good starts, you're clear to disconnect, prepare the airplane for taxi and see with a clear signal on the right hand side, please. Have a wonderful day.
G97, correction 92, Quebec Charlie, contact tower on 118.280, otherwise.
118.280, easy 92, go back to Charlie 5.
Oh, might as well pre-select that. 11828. Okay, flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. So here's our lifter, standing by for the
Lufthansa 424 Bravo.
ramp agent.
Point runway 36 left. Via left.
There she is,
Bravo,
with a pin.
Charlie.
Okay, rudder.
At Whiskey 5. Cross
Full
runway
left.
36 center.
Full right. And neutral.
Please lift via
What's the...
Airline,
Okay, anyway.
Bravo, Whiskey 4.
So, before taxi checklist. Anti-ice auto, recall track, flight controls checked, and ground equipment clear. Before taxi checklist complete.
Nah, negative, almost. First part is correct via Bravo, then Charlie. Then at Whiskey 5, you can cross runway 36 center.
Bravo, Charlie, Whiskey 5 and course runway 36 right. For correction 36 central.
Correct.
KLM 133 Heavy, request taxi.
The first, that's correct on 5347. How long do you need?
I was just about to call you, we're ready.
Perfect, good scramble 5347. Taxi to holding point, runway 36 left via Alpha.
He's probably trying to solve that blockage first that he created somewhere.
36 left via Alpha and cross the 36 central Whiskey 5 for the 5347.
KLM 133, taxi to holding point, runway 36 left via Alpha. At Whiskey 5, cross 36 center.
KLM 133, taxi 1.36 left via Alpha at Whiskey 5, cost 36 center. Okay, so it's gonna be left out into Alpha non-standard, and then northbound Charlie, Whiskey 5.
Yeah, Alpha 19, orange line. Alpha at Whiskey 5, cross 36 center.
Okay,
Okay, taxi to 36 left holding via
let's go.
19 Alpha is Whiskey 5 cross 35. 36 center United 21.
Easy 6945, thanks for the wait. Once the United 737 has
So the right side is clear,
Alpha 19er, you can taxi in via
and
Alpha
the left
19.
side is clear.
It's continue taxi after the United 212 has cleared to
Finnair 89 Bravo, Amsterdam ground, good morning, request push and start.
Finnair 89 Bravo, hello, push and start approved.
Okay, so straight out, and then basically follow the company
United
777.
737 from the left.
KLM 133 behind the United 737 from the left. Okay, that's gotta be him. Lights off, just to signal that he's first. Okay. And lights are coming back on. Now, let's have a look at the EasyJet, because I think he had clearance to enter.
And Easy 6945, your gate just became occupied, someone spawned in. You can take Hotel 2 instead, behind the KLM 777.
Okay, now he's cleared behind us.
Whoa! KLM.
Yes, so behind the KLM 777, you can taxi to gate Hotel 2.
What kind of call was that? Who, KLM? Yeah, KLM. In Amsterdam. Didn't think that you would see them here, huh? Alright, so we continue on Alpha until Charlie and then northbound on Charlie. Here already? No, one further. So let's hope that he's gonna taxi a little faster eventually. Because I have no intention to taxi it to the Polderbahn at 17 knots. Even though I have a feeling he is even slower. And unfortunately he is turning onto the correct taxiway. Because if he went straight and all the way around the runway, we would have had a chance to overtake him. But okay, not happening right now. And the United is going onto the correct taxiway as well. Even though I have no idea what a United 737 is doing in Amsterdam, but that would be a whole different topic. We're clear on the left side, and we're clear on the right side.
Ground Easy 6945 will take Hotel 2 and aircraft.
Yes, well, that's what I tried to tell you 3 times, but you didn't respond. So yes, you can take Hotel 2 instead. I tried to call you already 3 times.
Oh, that was great. The Easy just complained that there is an airplane on his gate. And Ground be like, yeah, I told ya. Loving it. Alright then, at Whiskey 5 we are already cleared across. So Whiskey 5 is going to be the next on the left hand side.
Finnair 89 Bravo, ready to taxi.
That's going to be that one where the United is
into the
just
wrong
entering.
direction, that is no worries. You can taxi to a holding point, runway 36 left, via right on Alpha. Yeah, right on Alpha, then Quebec, at Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center.
Roger that, senior race and Bravo, apologies, right on Alpha, Quebec, Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center.
Alright, so here's Whiskey 5.
Renault 534 Quebec. I forgot to turn off the aircraft crash damage.
Dat is niet zo handig.
Whoopsie.
U mag, ja, wat mij betreft, als u uw squawk nog weet, dan mag u...
Okay, we are cleared across and strobe lights on.
Als het staat hij er nog in, 3155.
Ja, dan is het helemaal goed. Dus ik wil een 5347 nu rijden.
Alright, crossing 36 center. And the left side is clear, the right side is clear.
From my airport.
Yeah, Roger, report. First, KLM 691, contact tower, 118, decimal 28.
Approaching 118 center.
Tower 118, decimal 230. Correct.
Negative, 118, decimal 280.
18 decimal 280, KLM 691.
Correct. United 212, contact tower on 118, decimal 280.
118-280, good day, 212.
Goedendag, Camera Hotel vacated.
Okay.
KLM 9 Hotel, welkom thuis, taxi Echo 19.
So,
Echo 19, Camera Hotel, dank.
Lufthansa 424 Bravo, Schiphol ground.
The Honda Hotel for Bravo.
Yes, where are you going, sir?
I'm stay with 5, I use taxi with 5.
Sir, you are at Whiskey 7.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
oopsie.
Oh my god. Okay, you can backtrack runway 36 center and to vacate via Whiskey 13.
Oh, lovely.
Whiskey Lima.
Negative Whiskey 13, that is Whiskey 5. So if you have... if you
Alright, this is
north,
golden.
and that's the first left.
Anyway, let's do something useful
I
here.
understand.
Before
Yes,
takeoff
so we get that.
checklist. Flaps 5, before takeoff checklist complete.
I wasn't understand.
Oh my god, okay. Lufthansa 44 Bravo, do you have any chart?
Please write
No, that was not the question.
in message.
Do you have any chart? Oh, we need to go right.
KLM 799,
No.
Bravo 16 for the push.
I mean, probably yes, but that was probably also not the
KLM
question.
799, goedemorgen, de push and start is approved.
Push approved, KLM 799.
KLM 33,
Alright.
contact tower on 18, decimal 280.
118.280, KLM 133, bye bye.
Okay, Lufthansa 424 Bravo, komt safe 138 knots.
Before takeoff, 36 left, KLM 691.
Skipper Tower, good morning, KLM 133 Heavy, ready for departure.
KLM 133, continue holding point Victor 4.
Continue hold point Victor 4, and are we ahead or behind the United?
KLM 133, you can join Victor 4 behind the United 737 on your left.
Roger, behind the United, KLM 133.
Is United 212 in this?
Yeah, 212 though.
United 212, continue straight ahead on 2 Victor 3.
Okay, he's gonna go straight, then we better go slow. Alright, so departure is gonna be 121.205. Alright. So, there's 1777 on the runway, then there's the United, and then it's gonna be our turn behind. Unless he sequences us directly behind the other 777. Even though I do not expect that, because the other 777 and us are probably gonna fly the same departure.
KLM 133, line up away 36 left.
Oh, line for weight 36 left, KLM 133. Alright, he does put us behind the company. Cabin crew, prepare for departure.
6 left.
Okay, we are clear on the approach, and we are clear on the right. Alright, nice and slow.
On runway 36 left.
KLM 133, 36 left, cleared for takeoff in 04, set degrees, 8 knots, bye bye, have a nice flight.
36 left, clear for takeoff, KLM 133. Alright, lights on, timing. And takeoff. Oh, stop. Ah, those spoilers from my attempt to erase something on the FMS. But here we go. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Thrust set.
89.
Checked.
Yeah, 212, line away 36 left.
Line away 36 left. I'm free.
You're up. $400. Autopilot. Skipper, good morning. KLM 133 passing 1400. Flaps 1.
133, good morning,
check.
identified, climb flight level 130.
Final flight level 130, KLM 133. Set. 130 checked. Flaps up. Speed check. Flaps up.
Yeah, 186 Foxtrot, right heading 330, speed 180 knots.
Right heading 330, speed 180. KLM.
After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete.
Right heading 330.
Mark 330.
Alright, 250 is exactly the minimum clean speed.
691, contact Amsterdam, 134.
So that is working pretty well.
I'm going to Amsterdam.
Preceding is 6 miles ahead, so no problem there. Oh, I like it. And the engines are in climb thrust, so we can reset the timer. Alright, now let's see. ETA exactly midnight with 11.5 tons, so that's plenty. Alright, and recommended level 260, planned level 300. Let's go 300 then, that should be good. And the plane wants to step rather early, but let's do something about that.
Yeah, 186 Foxtrot, right heading 030, clear tower 06.
So at Dogal flight level 310 and at Tudor flight level 320. In other words, we're gonna cross the net really low. But here we go. And then Tudor, Deacon, and 3 320. Alright, and finally the baby 340. Okay. So that's all in here. Set standard. Standard cross check, passing flight level 64. Now. Checked. Okay, wonderful.
United 212 passing.
So now we're also developing a proper climb rate here, being at the clean speeds. It is a little busy here, and a little turbulent.
Ja, maar dat is 3 contact Amsterdam, wat 3 voor de 14 en dat gaat wel aan.
134, 375, KLM 133, bye bye. Amsterdam, goedemiddag, KLM 133 Heavy, flight level 901, climbing 130.
Echo approach, flight level 260, 9 Quebec.
133 Amsterdam, hello, proceed direct NZ, climb level 240.
Good, NZ, climb level 240, KLM 133.
En dan
Okay.
Charlie Quebec, confirm,
NZ.
clear level is 260.
Affirm.
Set, 240 checked. Alright, passing 100. Lights off, and I think we can turn the signs off as well now. Okay. So guys, that's what I can offer you for now. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the fantastic views on our way across the Atlantic. And then I see you all on the other side when we start the approach down in Atlanta. Atlanta approach, KLM 123, heavy, passing 15,300, descending 4,000. Well guys, and with that we're on the approach. Now I don't know why it's moving my view over to the right side again, to the left side. Here we are. Good Heinz transition, expect the ILS 26, right, confirm. Okay, so ILS 26 right, that's as planned, and then let's go ahead and get ready over here. We are coming in rather low, but that is expected here in Atlanta, and well, it's a little bit of weather that we are flying through, but overall not too shabby. Now, for the approach, we do have no constraints over here. That's the reason why I let the airplane just fly that fast, and at the end of the day we want to arrive on time as well, and get to the hotel as early as possible. I mean, we of course want to give them enough time to do the turnaround so that the plane gets home on time. Right? Right? Okay, so let's take a moment to have a look into the approach that we are going to fly, starting with the weather. So, review that please, and as you've heard, we are flying with the same intentions again, because unfortunately the VATSIM ATC went offline. That was online over here, but yeah, so be it. So let's go ahead and have a look into the Atlanta ATS. That's information X-ray, and the arriving runways are 26 right and 27 left, 220 at 4, visibility 10, lots of clouds, 24 degrees, 3009er, and the rest is all standard stuff over here. So the weather is looking quite good, and then for our approach we can have a quick look into the charts, following the Aussie 2 arrival, and that one leads us basically directly onto the finals. So we got a couple altitudes here, color at 9,000, that's the important one, and thereafter it's basically leading us directly into the final approach, so I don't see us getting any vectors today, but who knows, everything can happen. I'm gonna say 3,100, and the approach starts at AJ 2700, 3 degree glide, minimum 1,190, at the go around straight at 1800, right turn towards Dallas, climbing 4,000. Alright, and that's what I got for this one. Now, we got all of that stuff in the FMS, and apart from that, oh, I did a typo on the minimum there. Now let's correct that real quick. So, 1,190, here we go. Okay, phenomenal. So that's all in here. Then let's go ahead and ensure we meet the altitude restriction over Kala, and after that we can continue our descent. Now, if we are slightly above 250 knots below 10,000 momentarily, I won't mind, because after Kala we're basically going to level off until Posey anyway. That's only 1,000 feet descent. So the speed is going to come back either way. Alright, so let's do a very quick briefing here. The approach is going to be the Aussie 2 arrival, ILS 26 right, MSA 3,100, minimum 1,190, and the go-around straight out right turn out, climb to 4,000. Extra fuel and time, we have 11.8, and the minimum today is 9.2, so we're looking at about 18 minutes extra. Now for the approach, flight director guidance, flaps 30 and maximum reverse, outer brakes 3, runway 26 right, vacate the runway to the left, and we have a couple 100 meter stop margin on that runway. Then we're going to taxi to Foxtrot 4, and hopefully not the long way around. If it is the long way around, then okay. Okay, let's just quickly go to vertical speed mode here to ensure that we do meet the 9,000 restriction at Kala. After Kala we can make the descent a little smoother. Okay, well that's pretty much it for the briefing. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Fantastic. So, cabin ready is received as well. I'm gonna stay on the weather though, and there isn't all that much happening. The south seems really busy, but from the north we seem to be the only one. Okay, give me 1,000 feet a minute here. Actually, tell you what, just give me enough here. That's even easier, is it? FMC message, track required. I do not agree with that. I passed 10,000 light signs, and that's all set. Good. Alright, approach checklist please. Altimeters, QNH 3009. Approach checklist complete. Alright, fantastic. So then we just keep descending on the arrival and we will eventually end up on the final approach here. But that stuff is all straightforward. Interesting. The previous center was like really busy, and this one, nothing happening at all. Oh well, not gonna complain about it. Alright. There's just nothing happening. KLM 133, radio check. Say again. KLM 133, radio check on 124.6.
KLM 133, heavy traffic at your 12 o'clock, 5 miles. Same altitude, A320.
Okay, gotta be that guy there. Okay, I'm not gonna let any constraints kill us. Vertical speed. Let's get down. Yeah, that guy is too close. That is a loss of separation. Okay, now we're getting clear. VNAV and captured. FMC message, track required.
Cleared for the ILS runway 26 right approach via Hines.
Cleared ILS 26 right via Hines. KLM 133. Oh man, the sun is really coming down already. Let's put that sunshade in place. Alright, so we do have 5,000 restriction here. And then let's start slowing down. 17 miles out. And manual flight. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Alright, we're cleared for the ILS. Approach is armed. Lock. We could continue the descent, but I'm happy to intercept the glide straight away. Flaps 5. Last lock capture. The 3 or 4,000. 4,000. And that's set.
KLM 133 Heavy, contact Atlanta Tower on 119.1.
119.1, KLM 133 Heavy. Alright, that looks better for the speed. Atlanta Tower, KLM 133 Heavy, established ILS 26 right.
KLM 133 Heavy,
Plus 15.
Atlanta Tower, roger, continue approach, runway 26 right.
Alright, we'll reduce the speed gradually over here, and then we'll...
KLM 133 Heavy, number 2, behind the Delta 717 on short final, runway 26 right, winds 220 at 4, cleared to land. Caution bird activity.
Runway 26 right, clear to land, KLM 133 Heavy. Alright, gear down, flaps 20. And flaps 30. Might get an intermittent gear warning. Yep, there it is. Okay. Interesting how much thrust we need. But then again, we are pretty heavy, so kinda expect it. Alright, landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Alright, the weather is gone behind the clouds. Good. So we are completely stabilized. Okay, stable through the 1,000 foot gate. Everything is done. We are clear to land. Runway is on the 12 o'clock.
Approaching 26 right.
Checked. Five on the continue.
400. 300.
Alright, so let's make this a good one.
Approaching minimum.
Checked.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Right stop is checked.
50. 40.
That's
30. 20. 10.
speed brake up, thrust wheels normal. Checked. Yeah, lubricated at the end. 70 knots. KLM 133, we hit a flock of birds on short final.
300 remaining.
KLM 133 Heavy, roger. KLM 133 Heavy, caution advised for bird activity on short final.
Well, that comes early. Alright, knowing their intentions, they're gonna send us around the runway anyway. So I'm just gonna vacate onto here, otherwise I can't get the aircraft off the runway.
KLM 133 Heavy, exit at Bravo 1 if able. Contact ground on 121.65.
12165, KLM 133. Atlanta ground, KLM 133, request taxi to the gate.
KLM 133 Heavy, taxi to gate F4 via Victor Foxtrot 1 Foxtrot Delta, ramp 8 south entrance, good day.
Taxi Foxtrot 4 via Victor Fox 1 Fox Delta, KLM 133. G'day. Alright. So, Concourse Foxtrot is right over here. So we go Victor, Foxtrot, and then all the way down here onto the ramp. Okay.
Pushback approved, Delta 2524. Delta 1450, ready to taxi.
Delta 1450, runway 2.
So I wonder how close to the walls our wings really are.
Runway 26 left, taxi.
Fuck, is that tight?
Taxi lane, Foxtrot, Echo Delta
Holy
1450.
shit! So if you don't maintain that center line here, you're gonna get a little less wingspan.
November 2, November Whiskey Lima, ramp 2 east taxi lane, Delta 329er.
Then again, with all those turns, we also need to do sufficient oversteering. Otherwise, we're gonna end up in the nowhere.
Request pushback.
Okay, so southbound here.
Start Delta 1518.
And then on a Foxtrot, which is gonna be here.
Request pushback. Southwest 1557.
Okay. So now that we're in Foxtrot, we can continue straight ahead for a little bit and actually clean the aircraft up. Prior to that, had to focus on other stuff the entire time. So the flaps are going to stay out because of the birds.
SkyWest 167, push approved, expect taxi shortly.
Start SkyWest 167.
Southwest 1557, give way to the Delta 737 on your right.
We'll give way to the Delta 737, Southwest 1557.
So GSX, Concourse Fox, Fox 4. No follow me, handling by KLM.
Runway 26 left taxi via ramp 3 west taxi lane, Foxtrot Echo
Okay.
Delta 2524. Delta 1518 ready to taxi.
Oh, of course I pinned the wrong chart down here. Here it is. So southbound Fox, then Fox 4 is over here. Okay.
Ground, Delta 2329er, taxi to the gate.
Alright, well now we know where we are going. So let's quickly talk about bird strikes on final approach. Generally speaking, there isn't much you can do about it. If you're in landing configuration and the engine fails, you simply continue the approach. and land the plane as long as the approach stays stabilized. If you destabilize, well, then you are gonna go around, of course, and come back for a second attempt. Alright, is this Foxtrot? I think it is. Oh. What does it say here? Fox 5. We're looking for Delta.
Way to the southwest, 737 Max on your left.
Giving way to the southwest, 737 Max, Delta 796.
So we continue, and then Delta is behind the terminal.
Request push and start clearance.
Okay. So yeah, if your engine fails, as mentioned, you can just land the plane, provided that the approach is not destabilized. In any case, you must not retract the flaps after the landing, so that no remains of the birds get hidden in any cavities that may become inaccessible when the flaps are retracted. Apart from that, there's really not much to say there. Obviously, with a flock of birds that large, damage to any kind of airplane part could occur there, like the windows, the pitos, and that kind of stuff. So all kind of weird things can happen after a bird strike like that, but for us, I didn't observe anything, but we flew through so many of them, I'm sure we must have ingested some.
Back and start approved, Delta 687.
And in most cases, bird strikes are non-events. The engineer cleans it, and that's it. But nonetheless, always got to be aware, and if anything happens, then of course we will take care of it and have engineering check it out. I mean, even a suspected bird strike always needs to be written into the tech log anyway, so the plane will be inspected anyway.
Endeavour 5159, request push and start clearance.
Okay, so we're gonna turn right over here.
5159 cleared for push and start.
Pushback approved, Endeavour 5159.
Ground Endeavour 5287, taxi to the gate.
Endeavour 5287, taxi to parking via Sierra Golf 4, Sierra Golf, Sierra Juliet, Romeo, hold short of runway 27 left.
Sierra Golf 4, Sierra Golf, Sierra Juliet.
Okay, so we go northbound here, and then we are parking next to the Alphonse over there.
Delta 32, taxi to parking via Bravo 3, Bravo Victor, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot Delta, ramp 6, south taxi lane.
Provided that the Virgin moves away.
Bravo 3, Bravo Victor, Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot Delta, ramp 6, south taxi lane, Delta 3.
Okay, start APU.
Skywest 167 Papa, give way to the Delta 737 ahead.
I'm going slow because that Virgin needs to move. Our gate is right behind him. See, we're coming in from here, then left turn, and there's Foxtrot 7.
Delta 1861, ready for pushback.
Hey, you're not supposed to stop though.
Delta 1861, pushback approved.
So I'm pretty sure our parking is immediately to the right of the Alphonse.
Delta 74 ready to taxi.
Okay, the Virgin is moving.
Runway 27 right taxi via ramp 9 or east taxi lane, Lima, Lima Alpha Delta 74.
Virgin 110, ready to taxi.
Yeah, that's it.
Virgin 110, runway 27 right taxi, Lima 8 taxi lane, Lima Alpha.
Runway 27 right taxi via ramp 8 taxi lane, Lima, Lima Alpha.
Okay, so that's our gate. Will be easiest if you take the second spot here.
Delta 25, pushback approved, no conflicting traffic.
Pushback approved. Delta 825.
Delta 933 ready to taxi.
Lights off.
33 runway 26 left.
Now, careful with the Virgin. He's very close.
Taxi lane, Foxtrot, Echo.
But
26 left taxi
this should be alright. He's clear.
Lima, ramp 2 east taxi lane, Foxtrot, Echo Delta 933.
Okay. So the docking system is on. 777-300ER is on there.
Southwest 224, pushback approved, no conflicting traffic. Roger, pushback approved, southwest 224. Delta 478, give way to the Endeavour CRJ-9 on your left.
Giving way to the Endeavour CRJ-9, Delta 478.
Ground Delta 1533, taxi to parking.
Delta 1533, taxi to parking via Sierra Golf 4, Sierra Golf, Sierra Juliet, Romeo, hold short of runway 27 left.
Sierra Golf 4, Sierra Golf, Sierra Juliet, Romeo, hold short of runway 27 left. Delta 1533.
Okay.
Delta 1861 ready to taxi.
Park mode set, APU running is confirmed.
Runway 26 left taxi via ramp 2 west taxi lane, Foxtrot Echo.
Runway 26 left taxi via ramp 2 west taxi lane,
Alright.
Foxtrot Echo, Delta 1861.
Coming through, all awesome park.
Ready to taxi.
Delta 825,
Cool.
runway 26 left taxi via ramp.
So let's deselect ATC over here, so that we've got some silence, and then our engines are running down. Whoa. Okay, parking checklist. So, flaps, can override those, and parking brake set. Shutdown checklist complete. So, deboarding is requested. Then let's see, status messages, nothing. And then the engines still have sufficient oil, that's looking good. Okay. Well guys, that's gonna be it for today's flight. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. By the way, we do not completely fit into that gate here. But we are already parking on the forward spot, so not exactly sure where else you would put a 777-300ER over here. But I'm sure they have a couple larger gates as well. Nonetheless, thank you very much for flying along, guys. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.